love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out.
Hello, Miami. Thank you so much for watching 305 Sports Now. I am your host, Will, and it is officially game day. Yes, the Miami Hurricanes, will kick off at 3:30 against Ball State, It's going to be a heck of a game, as well as I think the Miami Hurricanes will cruise and dominate Ball State today. And once again, Cam Ward and the rest of the team is going to continue to get the national headlines that they're getting because of their success so far this season. But I want to touch upon and bring back a segment of the show that I used last year that many of you did like, especially since it was about Jeremiah Smith, and that is Flip Watch. Yes, Flip Watch. So today's episode of Flip Watch is going to be about none other than the Zephyr Hills, Florida defensive back DJ Pickett, who in 3 games so far for his football team already has 2 interceptions, 4 tackles, one of them being a tackle for loss. So he is having a heck of a season to start the season. Plus, not only that, the amount of phone calls and text messages he's been receiving, more than likely from people and coaches that are trying to flip him from LSU. Now, a lot has been said about this because DJ Pickett was said to have either chosen Miami and Oregon last summer and shocked people with his selection of LSU. But it's been noted and stated that LSU, as far as the location between the field and the dorms, is something that DJ Pickett did like, and also his relationship with Corey Raymond, the defensive backs coach over for LSU, has been something that has been really talked about. But there's something that's something that home has that is really ringing a bell, I think, with DJ, and we're starting to notice a little bit of it. First and foremost, Booker Pickett Jr., his cousin, is here as well. Cannon Pickett Jr., who's a 2026 stud offensive lineman, has been crystal balled to be a Miami Hurricane. And let's not forget, the famous or infamous, whatever you want to say, video of Justin Scott walking up to him, who, by the way, Justin is Booker Pickett Jr.'s roommate over at the U, walking up to DJ Pickett, shaking his hand, and basically just talking about the team. And of course, Justin Scott's teammates basically saying, don't go there, come to the U, with a bunch of talented 4 or 5-star recruits over on the fan side of the Gators. But the funny thing about the Gators, why in the world would you place your recruits in the visiting team's tunnel, by the visiting team's tunnel? I just can't fathom that. And of course, getting blown out, of course Miami players were going to talk. It was a funny scene. It was also a very strong scene, as the Canes looked dominant in that game. And not only that, they didn't just look dominant. They were dominant in a hostile environment against an SEC team, and pretty much still a state rival for a lot of people. So that says a lot. And Miami's control on both sides of the ball also says a lot. So that takes me right back to DJ Pickett. One of the things about LSU is that their defense is still struggling. They're not very good defensively, and that's something that is going to resonate with DJ Pickett. The parallels between him and Jeremiah Smith are quite interesting, because Jeremiah Smith, although he's killing it in Ohio State, and Ohio State has been a wide receiver factory for the last few years, you can make a case, as well as quarterbacks. Jeremiah still wanted a bit of a reason to go to Miami. It was said, according to him, from what I've read, that Jeremiah Smith had the Miami hat on in his bag, and at the last second also pulled out the Ohio State hat. He was always committed to Ohio State, and I have to give him credit. He stayed committed. He stayed loyal to the school. But Miami was there. Miami was a very close second to getting Jeremiah Smith. I think it's the same thing with DJ Pickett. I think DJ Pickett wants to see that it's not the same old Miami, and Miami is able to put a season together where they are competitive and can attract recruits and can build for the future. So that's where I think DJ's at. It's a show me kind of thing. Show me what you're doing, and they're doing it. The secondary was considered to be the weakest point of the Miami Hurricanes. They played extremely well against Florida, against Graham Mertz, who, by the way, is a veteran quarterback. With a couple lapses here and there against FAMU that they got it together again in the second half, the Hurricanes still produced 3 turnovers. Yes, it came from the linebacker position, but still, it's 3 interceptions. Markeith Williams has looked pretty good. Mish Powell's looked pretty good as well. Jaden Harris has looked really good as well for the team. OJ Federic, who's a true freshman, by the way, that's something that should call DJ Pickett's attention, has gotten some run. Zaquan Patterson last week looked really good against FAMU. He got some run as well. So the freshmen, the young players, are getting some run when they have the opportunity at Miami. That's something that is going to attract, or should attract, someone like DJ Pickett. DJ Pickett is a baller, and DJ Pickett will be a part of a defensive back class that is going to be one of the best in school history, not since the 2000-2001 team where you had pretty much dominant players and first-round picks all over the place, like Ed Reed, Mike Rump, etc. So that's what that recruiting class of 2025 on paper is looking like, with Amari Wallace, with Chris Ewald, and Jabari Antoine as well. So DJ Pickett could be Bryce Fitzgerald, don't forget him. DJ Pickett could be a part of that. Could be a part of a no-fly zone that is going to be the best in the ACC. Yes, I'm saying it, the best in the ACC, and one of the top 10 best defensive back groups in the country on paper if DJ Pickett joins that team. DJ Pickett wants to play corner. We all know we could use some corners, but he could also, if they need him, he could also play safety. But we're pretty solid at safety, especially with Zaquan Patterson, okay, in there, and Amari Wallace as safety as well. We're praying for a speedy recovery in his part. He had a really bad injury right before the season started. And of course, Bryce Fitzgerald could also play the safety position. Let's not forget Drake Stubbs either. So we're going to be loaded at safety for the class of 2025. So DJ Pickett could be a shoe-in, just a nice little slip of the shoe inside for the class of 2025 and play corner. He can play any position. You can line up at wide receiver as well. He's just as dominant or just as good. We just saw Robbie Washington go from wide receiver to defensive back. The Canes aren't afraid of making that change. But I know that probably won't happen with DJ Pickett because he specifically wants to play corner, and he's just good enough to maintain his position and also maybe leapfrog an upperclassman if need be. Okay, so I am putting him on flip watch. If Miami has a strong season in which they win the ACC and they enter the college football playoffs, I do think DJ Pickett flips. Okay. Despite the relationship with Corey Raymond, Chevis Jackson is also a very good recruiter. He's also good at recruiting. At connecting. Well, recruiting, yes, but connecting with the young men that he's recruiting, all right, as well. And I can guarantee you that Mauro Cristobal and that staff knows a lot more about the intricacies of who DJ Pickett is. I'm sure Corey Raymond does, but Mike Rump said something interesting when he was interviewed by the Inside the U podcast, or Miami Hurricane podcast. I forgot which one it was, but I heard him yesterday say that out of 50 players that he could be recruiting, Mauro Cristobal knows about something different about each and every one of those players, at least 45 of them. And I guarantee you he knows something individual about DJ Pickett. Something that DJ Pickett could be like, man, the school really cares about my development and cares about me. And I think that's something, not to say that LSU doesn't do that or Corey Raymond hasn't done that, okay, but I'm just saying that that's the call to home. And that's something that could really resonate with a player like DJ Pickett. Okay, so I do think as the season progresses, and I do think it will. I don't think Miami is going to have a major hiccup, at least extreme hiccups. Maybe one game. They may like, man, what are you guys doing? But with Cam Warren at the helm, I don't see us really losing more than 2 games. I'm being generous with 2 games. I really think we could only, I think, if anything, 1 loss. But I do think Miami could win the ACC outright. I think they're better than Clemson. I think they're better than Florida State. I think they're better than Boston College. I think they're better than Syracuse. If Miami could do that, which shows that they're competitive, which shows that they're building something for the future, I believe DJ Pickett will flip to the Miami Hurricanes. Okay, I believe he will be a Cane. Okay, and he will be part of one of the greatest, the defensive-backed recruiting classes in the history of this school. Mark my words. So LSU better get his crap together and fix itself on defense because the Hurricanes are coming and they're coming strong. And another thing as well, what Coach Cristobal said is that the best recruiters you have are those on your team. Justin Scott is very good friends with the Pickett family. Booker Pickett Jr. plays here, and Kenneth Pickett is probably going to play here very soon. So the ear of DJ Pickett is going to be chirping with family members saying, yo, man, come to the U, come to the U, come to the U, come to the U. And I think if the season goes the way now we all think it's going to go, he's going to be wearing the green and orange on Saturdays at The Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and share button, guys. Have a great day. God bless. Go Canes. All about to you guys. Bye-bye.